Parliament has gone into its second week of session for the year 2026, and not a single member of Parliament had called upon the Prime Minister to resign from office for having mismanaged the country over the last 6 years, resulting in the country being grey-listed. Fraud and embezzlement of public finances has taken root in money laundering, and that is why the nation has been grey-listed. But to date, not one single member of Parliament has called on the Prime Minister to resign on the floor of Parliament, which only tells us one thing, in that Parliament is just another den of thieves who will not be pointing fingers at each other for public scrutiny. Now, having said what I said, let me for the first time commend the Marape government for having undertaken the land reforms. And I don't want to make a premature statement because I have not seen the blueprint of the land reform in trying to register and create customary or family titles that can be mortgaged to the bank. And that has been outstanding for a long, long time. Now, unless I see the blueprint of the legislation, I want to commend for now, I want to commend the Marape government for having done something worthwhile. Now, that is not to say that I have withdrawn my accusation of James Marape not performing as Prime Minister of our country. He has not tabled the Commission of Inquiry report on the SABL, nor has Parliament rescinded or revoked the SABL Act, which is the greatest theft of traditional customary land in Papua New Guinea. And Mr. Prime Minister, let me remind you also of the Motu Kea Island fraud. When this took place, when Peter O'Neill was Prime Minister and you were the Finance Minister, and both of you acted in tandem in approving the purchase of Motu Kea from a foreign-owned company, and you paid the money of 700 million above the fair valuation price to Mick Catton, the late Mick Catton from Queensland. Now, you have overlooked the customary landowners of Motu Kea and have not paid them a single thing. And to this day, the business arrangement is not favorable to the Motu Kea landowners. And this matter is outstanding that you need to attend immediately, Mr. Prime Minister. And if Kit Idu is watching me on this audio, I think you should take this question up on the floor of Parliament to question the Prime Minister for and on behalf of the Motu Kea landowners and the landowners in your electorate and Central Province. Also, you may also, Mr. Kit Idu, you may also wish to bring up the question on the purchase of the Manu Manu land deal, which netted 46 million to a company called Krukuram Limited, which shares the same address as the Minister for Public Enterprises, Honorable William Duma. So these are some of the issues that Parliament needs to look at. Now, the most important and outstanding crime now is the reckless eviction of people in the urban settlements. You cannot blame the people for squatting on land when the government has never had a running housing policy to accommodate the people of Papua New Guinea in urban and urban peripheries. So, Mr. Prime Minister, you have a task ahead of you. And like I said, despite what you've started on the land reform, where you wanted to where you passed a law saying that customary land should never be sold, and that's always been the Land Act Section 132. But it's a good thing that you have woken up from your slumber. Now the next question, Mr. Prime Minister, and I am talking to you. Mohamed John Ndemongo Kua is talking to you. You will recall our conversation at Eco Lodge before you became Prime Minister. I have never compromised. I put it straight to you that land and natural resources belong to the indigenous people of Papua New Guinea. The British annexed the territory of Papua New Guinea. They've introduced their laws, and they've cunningly drafted the Oil and Gas Act and the Mining Act, giving the state control of all the natural resources. Now that has never been questioned, and they have put in Schedule 2.2 of the Constitution that all underlying laws that are not recognized will mean that the Constitution takes precedence. Now, the onus is now up to you to be honest to begin with, and to look at that and take into consideration Section 53 of the Constitution, which recognizes land and resources as private property. Resources cannot come under public purposes for any reason. This is private property. So I am calling on Parliament, not you, Prime Minister, I'm calling on the Parliament to amend this law and give back the rights of all minerals, oil and gas to the people of Papua New Guinea, except for water, which is something that is given by God, and it is used for all humanity. Now, having said that, Prime Minister Marape, I will not commend you and sleep on that. The country needs to restore the rule of law. And let me remind you once again that under your watch as Finance Minister from 2012 to 2019, and from 2019 to up till the current time, you have not accounted for public monies as is required by law. Now, if you can't account for public monies, you should now resign from office to allow responsible people to take the management of this country, because there is no future and there is no hope with you at the helm as Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea. Thank you for watching me. Mohamed John Ndemongo Kua, President of the People's Anti-Corruption Movement, Incorporated.